All right, Nick here to talk about Microsoft products for educators. So as future teachers and as students right now, we have the option to download from the Microsoft website a free package of software called Office 365. Included in Office 365 is Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, and there's also Publisher and a couple other applications that you might be interested in. Most of these you're familiar with. If you don't have a free package of Office 365 right now, you can get one through Western Washington University very easily by simply Googling Western Washington University Office 365 for free. Click on this first link here. Directs you to the Academic Technology and User Services, where you can find the link that'll put you through the process of downloading this for free. I did it myself, and it's not too difficult, and I get to have this. I can't remember for how long it lasts, but I know it's multiple years. So anyways, what I want to talk about today is OneNote, included in the Office 365 package. So OneNote is essentially a place for all of your note-taking in your classes you can have in one space. It eliminates the need for separate notebooks for each class, and you're going to have way less paper waste. So I've decided to start a new section to demo called the Demo Notebook, which will be what you would see excuse me, if you were starting a new OneNote. So in these notebooks that you have all in one place, you can have different sections. So let's say you had, for one quarter, 3 different classes. How about we start with English? You can add a section here. You might have a drama class, and perhaps you have a math class. So each day that you go to math, for instance, you can start a new page, just like a real notebook. So we have a page open here, and you can title the page. I might title it Notes from 10/25/2017. So before the lecture begins, you decide, I'm going to use OneNote because it has a very helpful feature of including the audio from the lecture. So I'm going to start the audio from the very beginning of the lecture, and then I'm going to go back to home and write my notes. So I can choose to write and type, the square root of pi is not 3.14. Right, and so you can take notes via typing, which you cannot do in a regular notebook. And you can also, if you want, switch over to a drawing mode. First I'm going to zoom in. If you did not know the pi symbol, now you do. Or you can play tic-tac-toe while you're bored in class. And if you would like, you can easily switch back to type mode. Zoom back out if you want to draw something big, like I don't know, like the big triangle, to practice your right angle triangles and calculating the other angles and stuff, math stuff. So unlike an actual notebook, you can't zoom in and out. If you wanted to have something small in writing versus big, that's something you can do here while recording it. So I'm going to go back to my recording because perhaps we're done talking about right triangles and pi and stuff, and hit stop, because we're going to start a new topic, which I can go anywhere to start this. Now we're going to be talking about calculus. I do not know my math. And, I'm not very good at calculus, so I might, again, very easily start another recording. so that this way, when I go review my notes, I will not only have recordings from the lecture, but I will also have my notes. So let's pretend now that we are a student going back to review their notes and think, I can't remember if the triangle, I needed to put the little box there first, or if I drew the triangle side. So I'm going to go to replay, and we can simply watch either a certain section that we want. I'm going to replay everything on the page, and we can get a playback of the order of which I took my notes, which in a math class obviously is very helpful to show the progression of your thought. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to show up in my screencast, but I'm going to zoom back in on my notes from the beginning, and you should be able to hear me. I'm not sure if you could hear me talking there. I could hear it in my own headphones, but all I know is it'd be very easy to track back what I said or the notes that I took. And just as easily as it is to go from, as you would in a regular school day, math to drama class, you can use the same laptop, same program, save paper, go to your drama class that might be on the same day, and do a similar thing. Or perhaps you want to take notes in your drama class, but perhaps your drama teacher also has certain scripts that you need to have, and she has them in PDF format because she also likes to save paper and not print things. So you can have a separate PDF compilation page, and then you can insert file and attachment as like a separate icon that you can click on to get to online, or you can insert the whole PDF on the page and read it directly from here, which is wonderful. So these are just a few features of OneNote that I wanted to go through. You could just see the versatility in it of being able to have separate classes and a notebook. You could even, if you like, have multiple notebooks. I do, and I can just give you a peek into what a notebook looks like when you've been working on it for a while. So here's my current class schedule, and you can see for each I have a reading notes from the take-home, I have a lecture note page, and a PDF reading like I had demonstrated before for each class, which is including IT here. How helpful is that? And just some of the other helpful features. Let's go back to the demo notebook, just because I want you to kind of see everything that OneNote can do. At the home, you have a helpful toolbar, just like you'd have in a Word document. Here's your insert, and there's some other things you can do as well here, including math. I should have done that for the math example. Drawing, you can select different kinds, thicknesses of pen, different shapes. In the view, like I talked about, you have the review. You can always check your accessibility to see how accessible your notes are for, and this isn't a good example with how many notes up, if you're going to share these with someone else, which is a great tool to have built in. Oh, and I did not show this one. This one is very exciting. On this math page, you can also, if you want to share this to someone that had either difficulty reading, there's this feature that will read aloud what you have written.
Recording started 7:24 p.m. Wednesday, October 25th, 2017.
I'm not sure if you could hear that in the screencast or not, but it read out loud in a beautiful voice, beautiful tone, my writing. And so I think that obviously this has a lot of uses as a student, but it does as well as educators, because we can assign and check on student progress and look at their notes or have them turn things in by simply having them share what they have worked on. And I think it's because I'm not connected to the internet. You can choose what you would like to share, and you can send it as a link to your teacher. You can send a copy to your teacher, and you can share with an entire class this way, which is a wonderful thing. And so this is OneNote, OneNote in a nutshell. The nice thing about it is what I'm working on here is the computer offline program, but it also, and this syncs everything up to a cloud internet-based program, which is something that you might be familiar with, like Google, like a Google Doc. But in this, you have two separate things that can sync very seamlessly together, so that way you can work in an offline mode and an online mode. So that wraps up OneNote and why it is helpful as a student especially, but as a teacher, assigning readings and saving paper waste and being able to track students by having them simply share what they have worked on with you. So I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.